Sharon, President Trump has made it clear on more than one occasion that he is just not comfortable wearing a mask when there are news cameras around. He will choose to wear one behind the scenes, but not in public. Well, that happened again today. But it's also causing some concern because there are some who are saying that the president may be modeling a behavior that could be harmful. The president in Michigan today, in defiance of his health experts, Michigan's governor, and Ford executives at the plant he was touring. His reason?
I had one on before. I wore one in this back area, but I didn't want to give the press the pleasure of seeing it.
Today, Michigan's attorney general said if the president wants to openly disobey the governor's order, he is not welcome to come back to her state.
Understanding, of course, that his own doctor, Dr. Fauci, his own medical expert, recommends the wearing of masks in public enclosed spaces. The CDC makes that recommendation. In Michigan, of course, now that is the law. And even in Ford, it is their own policy. So the president is like a petulant child who refuses to follow the rules. And I have to say, this is no joke.
We're in violation of my constitutional rights.
The requirement to wear a mask is leading to a number of violent and even deadly confrontations around the country. Miami Beach police captured this confrontation on an officer's body camera.
There's no pandemic. I'm filing a lawsuit.
In Michigan, the same state where President Trump refused to wear a mask in public today, 3 people are charged with killing a security guard who police say had asked a customer to wear a state-mandated face mask. At this Waffle House in Aurora, Colorado, police say a man threatened a cook who refused to serve him because he wasn't wearing a mask. Police say the man returned later wearing a mask and shot the cook after the cook refused to serve him again. Violence and confrontations over a simple requirement that health experts say is clearly saving lives.
You're actually saving other people's lives by wearing that mask and preventing aerosol release of COVID-19 virus.
Earlier today, the president was critical of a new study from Columbia University that found about 36,000 American lives could have been saved if federal social distancing guidelines were implemented just 1 week before they went into effect on March 16th.
Columbia is an institution that's very liberal.
We now know in early March, tens of thousands of people were infected and spreading the disease unknowingly. The question on the eve of this Memorial Day weekend, are people unknowingly spreading the disease right now? Across the country, increasing signs people are choosing social interaction rather than social distance. From visiting restaurants.
It feels great. It feels great.
And there are new projections tonight of a coming second wave.
What we're seeing is that some areas of the South may have overreached a bit.
Policy Lab's Dr. David Rubin says places like Dallas, Houston, and Montgomery, Alabama are projected to have spikes in new cases over the next month.
We're still in this right now. And for these communities that are reopening, the decisions you make, are important. That waiting that extra week to say, we may have overreached, may be too late.
Montgomery, Alabama's hospital ICU beds are nearing capacity.
Well, right now, if you're from Montgomery, and you need an ICU bed, you're in trouble.
Today, the CDC updated its COVID-19 transmission guidelines, saying surface contamination is not a primary source of the virus. Meanwhile, the race to a vaccine got a financial boost. AstraZeneca, which is working on a vaccine in Great Britain, announced it's received $1.2 billion from the Trump administration to produce 300 million doses, even though the trials haven't proved effective.
Of course, it may fail, but there's a good chance it will work. And essentially, the administration is saying, we're going to make a bet.
That bet comes when an Imperial College study finds 24 states have not reduced infection transmission below critical levels. Dr. Rubin warns opening up too fast will have consequences.
The government's going to need to step in and probably shut things down, and that's much more impactful in the negative.
Today, the president said if there is a second wave, he will not shut down the country again.